Hey, this is going to be a short video explaining the 1.13 um, the 1.13 island generator that I just built on stream. It's not very complicated, but we will go through it line by line and kind of explain what's happening. So our objective here was that if someone enters this block, they get spread somewhere throughout the world. An island, which this is our dummy island, gets placed above them, and then they get placed in the center of it, and then anyone who happened to be standing in this red ring around here gets teleported up there with them, and it sets their spawn here, so if they die, they reappear there. We also don't want people spamming the islands, so we want to add a delay option, so that way if they just died, they won't suddenly they can't spam the world with islands like this. So what we did first is we found ourselves a block that we're going to execute off of. In our first command block that triggers everything, we are going to specify the coordinates of the block that we want to target. We're going to make sure that we're only targeting that block using delimiter X, delimiter Y, and delimiter Z. And we're only going to execute off one person, because if 3 people run into that block at the same time, I only run into one once. We're going to execute as at the location of the person who we just specified. And we're going to run the function svIslandGeneration. If we do a very quick demonstration, if I summon myself an armor stand, this will test as a friend of mine. We walk into this block, it runs the function, and sends my friend to me. Now if I die, my spawn is right where I was. And that's what we want to do. So this is a good example of what we're going to do. We're going to break it down step by step. I have the function already built out here, so let's run through every line and see exactly what it does by commenting it out and stepping through. So you already saw our execute command, and we're going to do /reload. Right now it's just going to spam because it's looking for everyone who's in this block specifically. And so obviously our first thing we want to do is get them out of that block so we don't get spam. We accomplish that by spreading them. That's going to place them randomly somewhere off of the base point, 50 blocks away, with a maximum of 50, respecting teams. That will take players, friends, everyone, and we're going to spread myself. Only myself. Let's reload, and it'll send us away. Gotta save. Reload, and it'll send us away. We will just spread. Okay. Now what we want to do is place this structure block here in the load form above our heads. Now the way I did it was I kept it as a load block, and then I hit F3 plus I, which, as you see, copied the command block data into my clipboard. And I executed at my location as myself if I have a TimeSinceDeath score of 1000, which we'll get to soon. And I'm going to run the setblock command that was just pasted into my inventory, into my clipboard. Let's go ahead and do that now. Boom. See? It's above my head. Now, we can't unfortunately power this very quickly by just updating its MPT data to powered. We have to actually place a redstone block on it. Now that's simple enough to do with commands. We know where we placed it relative to ourselves. All we have to do is place something underneath it. And that's what we do on the next line, is we are placing the redstone block right underneath it. So let's do that. Boom. We now have an island. What we did was we placed it. Now we put the redstone block. So what we want to do next is we don't want this kind of mess sitting here. So let's get rid of it. Again, we're executing at ourselves, as ourselves, if we're valid with the TimeSinceDeath. Fill from 4 to 5 with air. Save that. Reload. Take us back to our starting point. Boom. Now we have an island without any messy junk. So we have an island, but we're still on the ground. I think we need to get up on top. Since we know where we place the island, we can know where to teleport ourselves. So we'll go over 3, up 7, and over 3 again. That will place us on top of our island. Boom, and here we are. So what's next? We need to bring all of our friends. I did @E right now because I wanted to bring an armor stand, but we would do @A on the server. So we have our starting block here, which is referenced by our XYZ. We're doing a distance with a limiter of anything 2 blocks and below, and we're teleporting them to myself. Since I'm already on top of the island, we'll just bring them straight to me. Our armor stand will be my friend, and boom, we're on our island. Works perfectly. So, for convenience sake, we're going to go ahead and set the spawn point of everyone who was within 10 blocks of myself, who has just been teleported up onto the island, along with my friend. So he's there, I'm there. Let's set our spawn point to that island. Reload. Trigger C set 1, take us back. Now then, spawn point. We'll test that this is mine by breaking it. Kill at S. Respawn, and here we are. That's our island. Now, that's pretty much it for the functionality of the island generator. Now what we want to do is make sure people who have died recently don't spawn islands everywhere, or else our map will pretty much look like this. So what we did is we added an objective that we called delay with the objective name of TimeSinceDeath. We ran all the previous functions of 1000 or greater. Now what we're going to do is in the same function do less than or equal to 1000. We should actually probably do 999. We're going to create that function by going scoreboard objectives add TimeSinceDeath, and then we're going to do Minecraft.custom Minecraft.TimeSinceDeath with a string value name of delay. Now I already added that, so it's still going to be there. We're going to add our execute command, that execute as ourselves, at ourselves, if we ourselves have the TimeSinceDeath of less than 99, and we're going to say, sorry, you can't run this yet. So let's make our score low. Sorry, you can't. Oh. We didn't reload. Reload. Sorry, I'm a noob. I can't run it. But it's spamming, and we don't want it to spam. So what we do is we teleport ourselves backwards 3 blocks from the way we came. The carrots in Minecraft reference left, upwards, forwards. So we are going to go backwards 3 blocks. Reload. Make sure that we're weak, and then boom. I'm a noob. I went backwards 3 blocks. Backwards 3 blocks. And backwards 3 blocks. Now, players who don't have the proper score can't spawn an island. Let's go summon armor stand, give ourselves a friend. Scoreboard players set LordBaconite time since last death is 10,000. Let's summon an island. There we go. So that's pretty much the basics of what this video is going to be, and how our island generation is going to work. Obviously we'll have a better island, but that's more or less the gist of how this simple function will work. I will have a link to a Dropbox or something to this function file here if you guys want to read the example of it. And I will put this video up shortly. Have a good one.